with a 16-12 showing. Astralis starting off here with a dominant fashion on Mirage. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Odense. It's fantastic to be inside of you again, and we're going to start to break down this first semifinal in a relatively easy fashion. We're going to be doing just that alongside of Natu and Pimp. And guys, as simple as we can break this down, right off the top, what did you see?
I mean, I don't think it was easy per se, considering the fact that third round you needed once again an Astralis clutch coming in from Sipnix to really rally them up and getting into this game. And like I kind of said before the map started, Astralis likes to play this map with a narrative. They start off with playing a lot of heads-on plays towards the B bomb side, then they start slowing down, then they get a little more grindy, then you see the simplistic A execute type of plays, and they just again play phenomenally in the mid-round and late-round situations and win out rounds that they're not even advantageous on. So it's a lot of the things that we talked about just came true in this map.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I'm a little bit sad on the behalf of mousesports, because I think you're right. They started out perfectly fine, being aggressive, being proactive, and making some aggressive plays. You saw Sticker push B-apps, you saw some underground pushes, and it actually worked up until the point Sipnix decides that enough is enough. He's going to win out the clutch, and you know, that's not something you can take into account if you're mousesports. You did the right thing up until that 1 versus 3. The sad part about it is the mousesports didn't replicate the recipe, right? They went away from being aggressive. They went away from being that, you know, proactive team and just stood there and waited for Astralis to sort of dictate the pace. So mousesports were doing everything correct in the beginning, but for some reason that 1-on-3 clutch meant more than just a run round for them. And it also sort of like disturbed the thought process of mousesports, and they for some reason thought that what they didn't work out quite well.
Yeah, and I mean, we could even begin to take a look at what the second half would be, or overall how the numbers all start to unfold themselves. It was a good showing here, don't get me wrong. Mousesports definitely held their own. It didn't go down without a fight, and these numbers will probably attest to that, at least across the Astralis side. What do we got here, guys?
I mean, if you look at the bottom of the barrel for mousesports, again, Oscar is struggling against this Astralis lineup. Would be actually really interesting to see, like, what's the amount of time he's flashed per round? Is he just put in the situations where he's just not able to really deliver numbers? Because the only time really that he had any impact in this game was the 5-round run that mousesports found and that he was then actually contributing. But apart from that, he was getting picked apart first on a lot of occasions. It's not like he was not trying to make plays, but that's just got denied.
Exactly, and that's the problem when you see on the other way of the scoreboard, you have Device, the AVP from Astralis, being the best player on the server. You need somebody to match him, and Oscar weren't able to do that at any point during this matchup.
You need to have that pound-for-pound sort of structure in a fight. You can't just go little man takes on big man. But one big man that we're going to be taking it to next will be James Banks on the sidelines. We got him catching up with Astralis before we jump into our next map.
Astralis take the first map, and it wasn't their pick, mousesports pick of Mirage, and they do it in style. A good scoreline and a good performance overall. But the first thing I wanted to ask you was really just going into these maps, right? It doesn't seem to matter if it's their pick. You guys decided to choose T-side to start with. What was the decision making behind that?
Yeah, that's something we have been having discussions about, especially on Mirage, also on some other maps, but especially on Mirage. I think it's just a bit fairer to start on the T side, because then you gotta like take the initiative and gain the momentum yourself. So that's why we did that.
Now, mousesports historically have always been a good team on Mirage. They can always put up a fight. They were starting to come back towards the end there. But was there any doubt in your mind that you guys weren't going to close that game out?
Yeah, of course, you're getting a bit the shaking feeling, and the pressure starts to come up when you're like, when they are starting to winning rounds and you're only leading with like 3 rounds in the end. So yeah, of course it was really close in the end, and also in the beginning they played really well. I think they knew how we wanted to approach the game, and they knew what stuff we would like to do, and they really countered us in the beginning. But I'm happy we had Device in the beginning of the rounds, because he was crazy, man.
Yeah, he was putting up ridiculous numbers. I think it was like 20 frags just after the first half, which is just insane in one. Now, I've got to ask this as well, right? You're Inferno, you're going on to that next. It's a comfortable map for you guys. But overall, just anything for these guys out there, because they're going to see this, all the fans out there. The crowd has been absolutely amazing. Anything you want to say? Is this going to be a 2-0? Because I know they'd love to hear it.
I want to say something about why we picked Inferno, actually, because a lot of people thought we would be picking Nuke because we have been so dominant on it. But we had a lot of thoughts about it, and it felt like mousesports, they lost 6 Infernos in a row, and the last 2 times we beat them only 16-13 on Nuke. So for us, it made sense to pick Inferno, because it's also a really good map for us. I just wanted to come out with that.
No,
yeah,
happy.
Yeah, and for the fans out there, it has been amazing playing for you in this first map. I hope we can win the second map, and we'll go all crazy.
Hey, I love it, and I love the reason why you picked Inferno. That makes perfect sense, because we know mousesports can be good at Nuke. So thank you so much, Clave. He can interview himself as well. Guys on the desk, let me know what you thought about that. Awesome, man.
Glaive definitely coming out there with a little bit of a power play when it came down to the vetoes. Yes, we kind of wondered the same thing, or at least I did. No nuke in this equation. They're undefeated, but I can understand his reasoning.
Yes, I mean, you have a map pool like Astralis does. Yeah, there's a lot of, you can pick and choose, basically. I think it's very logical for them, just looking at the numbers roughly.
Well, we're going to get into what will be Inferno, what will be the next matchup. And before we do that, we're going to try to highlight something here. Or at least Jacob is going to try to highlight something for you at home and you sitting here in the crowd in Odense. My bad.
Odense, yeah, I just want to show you guys a little bit about how simple Counter-Strike can be if you're Astralis and you're good at what you're doing. To set the scene just quickly, you can see that they're lined up in round number 14, I believe it is. They're leading 8-5, and they're about to extend that lead. Supnik is lined up with a smoke that's going to land short. Magic is going to line up with a smoke that's going to land inside the window. And that means that Glaive is going to have free movement out towards middle, where he's going to throw a lot of flashes and a lot of Molotovs to take that mid control. So if we just play it out and we put focus towards Glaive here, you can see that's exactly what's going to happen. Smokes is being thrown, and the rest of Astralis is doing or getting ready for an A hit. Flashes comes out from Glaive, Molotovs comes out for Glaives, and that's something I just want to talk about while we have a little, moment right here now. To the fact that you call the right strats at the right moments. Glaive has an idea that mousesports is not going to fight for the mid control, which means that he can go out there confident on his own right and just take that connector control. You see him now sneak up here behind the smoke, and that's exactly where I want to stop it in a second, because when that happens, you can see Astralis is getting ready for this A hit. It's basically communication. If you look towards Supnik, he's ready with a Molotov, Magic is ready with a Molotov, and Dupuis is going to be ready with a third Molotov in just a second, which means there's going to be no smokes. This is basically just a contact play from Astralis, but the fact that they're doing it so well together, which I'm going to show you now, is what makes it so strong. Magic is the key in this one. If you focus towards this dude, he is sort of like what's made this all possible. Now, if we play it out, you can see Magic is jumping up with his Molotov, and in a second, he's going to throw that, and instantly after that, he's going to fall down and throw a flash, which is going to be utilized by the rest of his team. So if I can catch the moment right here. There we go, and we clear up the minimap. I want you guys to focus all over the place. Now, you can see the flash is being thrown. Sonny is blind. As soon as that flash blooms, you can see Dupuis is already on his way up, Device is on his way up, Supnik is on his way out of the smoke, Glaive is on his way out of the smoke and stairs, and Magic is running as fast as he can into the A-bomb side. If we clear the corners, and you can see this, a lot of trade fracking is coming in, but basically this showcases how simple Counter-Strike can be if you do it together and you attack the bomb sites perfectly well off each other and trade frag it out.
And that is the big secret to why Danish Counter-Strike is the best Counter-Strike, right, guys?
We could call that organized chaos. We just come from all the possible avenues, basically, and you do it so well together that even though mousesports, as we can see from the minimap, had really, actually they were positioned pretty well. They were basically stacking at A bomb site. Still, they got dismantled just because the way that Astralis came in, they were helping one another out.
Right.
They were taking the right corners, and everyone was feeling and reading the situation.
And it's a great contrast to what I did yesterday with mousesports, where we saw an execute for them, where it was a little bit disjointed. They didn't go out at the same time. They didn't hit the bomb site
Disjointed
together.
yeah.
Exactly. So there's quite the contrast, because individual-wise, I think we saw two teams who are alike each other, right? It's not that Astralis is much better when it comes down to aiming or decision-making. It's just the team play from Astralis is too strong in this one.
The fundamentals start to kick in and really do take over, at least there for Astralis, who are looking strong as ever. Looking into our second map is where they're going to have to continue to peer into. It's going to be Inferno, where we can start to get a grasp of if Astralis will be heading into those grand finals, or we'll be going to a third map.
I think this is going to be a clear cut for me. I don't want to sound too biased, even though I'm probably going to end up like this anyway. Astralis is just a much better team than mousesports on Inferno. I'm glad Glaive actually did the job for me. mousesports have lost 6 Infernos in a row, and the one they lost yesterday against MIBR 16-6, where I think they got 2 T-rounds. They weren't able to do anything against MIBR, who's not necessarily the strongest Inferno team. So I'm having a tough time now to seeing how this one is going to unfold for mousesports.
I mean, if your nuke is hung 100% for the last 27 games, 84% is not that far off in the last, whatever. I'm not sure what the sample size there is, but it's still a really, really good number, right?
Sure.
It's a scary prospect to play against Astralis on a map like Inferno. They've been able to reinvent things so many times. Remember, going back a little bit while ago, they basically came up with how to create a lot of utility damage with the HE grenades, for example, on the usual spots, how you hold in banana, and the way that they can manipulate you into thinking on how the timings work into that banana hold, which is the pivotal part of the map, is something that it's just scary to play against.
And as scary as Astralis is looking right now, almost as scary is asking you guys 3, 2, 1, who's going to win?
Astralis.
Astralis.
Well, guys, you've made it all very simply understood. It's all under wraps here in the city of Odense, and it's all about to be lit up on fire. As we look into Inferno, the fuego will be burning ever so high, and so will this lovely crowd in Odense, looking to send their hometown team in Astralis onto those grand finals. But until then, mousesports might have something to say about that, and our commentators as well. Let's go ahead and give it down to them. It's going to be the guys bringing you all of the action, Harry and Hugo. Take it away, fellas.
Yeah, thank you very much, Trace. Astralis versus mousesports, map number 2. Just moments away from getting started. And we saw Astralis, they edged out the victory back on Mirage, the map pick of mousesports. Glaive, he said in that interview he's feeling confident heading into this one. They picked Inferno, because Mouse haven't looked that great on it versus, you know, they have looked good on Nuke. So they're going to try and find success here in map number 2. They want to try and make this a convincing win and lock in that grand final spot.
Yeah, and despite these two teams playing fairly regularly, right, Inferno has just not been a map that mousesports have had to trial Astralis on in a while. Now, this could work in both their favor and against them. It's been over 2 months since mousesports even trialed Inferno on versus Astralis, rather. But we're into this one, ladies and gentlemen. The second and what could be the final map of this quarterfinal. It's Astralis trying to get to the grand finals, and mousesports, they've got to do everything in their power to stop them.
Yeah, once again, Denmark, make some noise! Astralis over on that T side. Glaive going to be picking up the utility alongside Device. And actually, mousesports, they're not thinking twice. They're straight down through mid. And Glaive, he hears all of this. He hears absolutely everything. 3 players here. And this is a very awkward fight for either one of these teams. Glaive flashes himself out. Oh. And it is going to go left and right, ultimately back into the 4-on-4. Dupree, waiting down in his little hidey hole, now emerges and does shut down Rops. Oscar doing what he can over here towards short to hold back these Danes from this A bomb site. Actually, Astralis, they've been divided. They've been cut right down the middle. This bomb currently trapped down in the pit. The rest of the boys trying to fight to go get it. And Zipnik's alone, but this is where this man feels so comfortable.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to move and lose this bomb. That could be such a problem for Astralis, but this position is so powerful. Dupree's going to try and come and join him here from the apartments. If he can just have a second man to trade this frag, it would be very important, because right now Chris J has got that cross. Zipnik cannot get towards the bomb site without at least being spotted by mousesports, and by that point he'd be removed. So here's when Dupree and Device really come into play. Oh, but look at this backup from Oscar. He's going to get caught. Zipnik's found the kill. And just like that, Chris J is going to be alone on the A bomb site. He's got to stop this bomb from crossing. Oscar must have had no idea how he got there. And with the smoke going down, Chris J finds himself in the middle of the bomb site, in the middle of the action, 25 seconds. And Astralis is just taking their time. It gives time for this mid-rotate to come out for Sunny, but 20 seconds, they need to get to the site.
Oh, Dupree finally going to arrive on this lurk round, and now Sunny stuck between a very hard situation. He's going to get shut down. So Astralis, they managed to recover nicely. They locked themselves in the pistol, and they get off to a good start here on Inferno.
Yeah, that's why Astralis playing so slow, waiting for the wrap of Dupree. They saw Chris J cross from long inside of the site. And I like that when mousesports go very aggressively down middle, we see Astralis counteract that by just going past them. They don't necessarily try and take those gunfights and try and find the one-on-ones. They just push into A, rather. So, bypassing the opposition and taking the pistol round, it is those Danes once again. mousesports having to force up into the second. They want the full buy on the 4th, but that's going to be a while away. For now, it's just pistols and a scout. Oscar going to be on that, and Astralis are up in the apartments ready for this burst. It's just 2 players committed here. And as I say that, Oscar leaves his spot. Rops has a very good position, but this is going to get flashed off by Magis as he throws over the utility. Ducked by Rops, back in with another. He finds 2.
He's out a duck dive and weave. Oscar comes rotating round, and oh my goodness, man is going to get his head removed. Device does answer back as best he can, but Rob still sat pretty down in this pit. He has been instrumental in this round. Sunny now in with another, and Device on 7 HP in a 1v3. You do not fancy his odds. Astralis might have this round stripped away from them. It's only Device left fighting. And how much fight does he have left in him? That's the question.
The god of the previous map, but I think this one's a little bit too far-fetched. mousesports are still triple committed to this site, but as more time goes by, Chris J has to rotate off. They don't know where this bomb is, apart from the fact that it's on Device's back. he could be anywhere right now. So mousesports are still aware of the fact that he could push his apartments, and a resmoke comes in. This is fine. Device has time for this. He has 30 seconds on the clock. That's going to expire around the 18-second mark. Give him a chance to push in. And as it goes, he tries to find an angle. Stiko, just narrowly avoiding that spot. Rops in the pit, but only one bullet needed, and he's going to get spotted. Great round from Rops. 3 kills off the back of the Deagle, shutting down Astralis in the full buy round. And now we have a 1-1 split. The question is, do Astralis force the issue, or do they give away the eco? Of course they buy.
Yeah, they're going to take the force here and now. I mean, we heard even in that interview from James with Glaive, he mentioned the importance of setting the pace, setting the momentum on these T sides. So they are going to look to try and bring the fight here, are Astralis.
And hey, maybe that's why they picked the T side of the previous map. It was Mirage after all. It was mousesports' choice, but Astralis wanted that T side start. They want to set the pace, and so T side on Inferno, on a map they're comfortable on, this isn't necessarily a problem.
Well, into this round, you can see starting things off up the alt mid. They're going to be setting 3 players, leaving Magisk and a Device to try and pick a fight with Sunny and Chris at Banana. That aggressive smoke does allow mousesports to exert their presence here that much more. Out through mid, Glaive's made a decent bit of ground thus far. Device able to tag Chris there through the smoke. And they might just turn their attention back to Banana. Sunny does get boosted up onto the half wall. Chris J flashed off the angle. They might want to start thinking about leaving this position. mousesports, as they drop the Incendiary, buys them a bit more time. Nice. Not quite able to find anything there before the smoke plumes, and now Astralis turning their attention back here towards the top of mid. They cleared it out earlier on. Stiko could get caught with a nade out. He does spot that first man, and there's Dupree with his Deagle. Dupree, so talented with this weapon. Rops gets caught trying to cross out from the pit, and actually team flashes Oscar. That could have led to his demise, but that smoke gonna bloom just in time. Device in with another, and now Oscar sat here alone. Device not done yet. Second kill in this round, and just like that, mousesports is back in with the save. They've got to give this one up.
Such a slow rotation as well, and that's because Astralis throw that early pressure on B. They show 4 players up Banana when we have Sunny on that boosted spot. As a result, mousesports, while they don't rotate an A player off, they're not convinced it's an A commitment until they see that bomb. And by that point, it was too little, too late. Astralis found the kills, and definitely fumbling mistakes for mousesports. Maybe the pressure getting to them. Rops getting caught out of position, watching the apartments. Oscar not reacting to the flashbang that Rops through. Obviously, he doesn't know the angle, but getting blinded by his teammate is never fun. So just a couple of little details that lose mousesports around that they were favored in, and Astralis get away by the skin of their teeth. Low HP on 3 of the players there, but around is around, Harry, and they've got 2 of them. mousesports, they can't buy up here. They've got to eco. They've got to give Astralis the leeway, the 3-1. That being said, Rops has $6,000, so yes, screw it. Get that AWP in. mousesports are going to start forcing up. They've actually got a fair bit of money on 1 player, and being able to get that AWP out alongside the rifle save from Sunny, these are definitely winnable rounds for mousesports. You're setting up your 2 best players. And everyone else has pistols around that as well. So let's see if mousesports can surprise Astralis in this one. Fast Banana play. Oscar, he's going to get mollied. He needs to fall back right out of that one. Nades are good, though, from mousesports. Tagging up 2. mousesports even going for the pre-rotate as well. Oscar's moved back towards the A site after he's thrown in all his utility. Astralis still, though, committed with the bomb outside of B. This nade setup. Oh, Sunny, be careful. That's sick.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and just get wrecked. Has to give up the angle in CT now. And that is one of these rifle players. Already brought to his knees. 58 HP left on Sunny, but he's certainly not feeling too bright after that one. Astralis, know they have all the time in the world. For mousesports as well, you kind of have in the back of your head. This last year, every time you've met Astralis on Inferno, they've won. Whether it's online, on LAN, they've looked fantastic on this map, have the Dades. And now they're setting up this play towards B. mousesports relying on Chris J and Sunny. Sunny gets relegated off, he gets segregated by that smoke, and he's trapped on the other side of it. Does have the flash pulled and ready. Rotation in from Stiko, so there's 3 players here flashing on in. He's got to try and help out Chris J. They boost him up. Not quite able to find Device on that cross, and Chris falls almost immediately. Dupree through that smoke is in with another, and now Stiko holding here with a dig, desperately trying to deny the bomb plant, but instead he gets bought within inches of his life. Glaive even gonna wallbang him down. And this is the third round for Astralis. They're gonna be moving up 3-1. Oscar would love to hold on to this AWP, but they're already hunting him, and keep your eye on Dupree because he is in the back line. He's already holding the library. They say knowledge is power, and this man, he's got plenty of it.
mousesports trying to play on the other side of smokes in the CT and going down to Astralis. That's not a surprise. Definitely not a position you want to try and fight versus this team. And while Rops will get away with a Deagle Harry, it is a small consolation and a big round for Astralis. That AWP, that AK, yielding nothing for mousesports. 3-1 on this T side. And now mousesports, after a couple of back and forth rounds, this has been an up and down start to the map. They've just got to take the eco. It's never fun having to concede the force by war. When it's been back and forth, eventually a team will get 2 in a row, as Astralis just did. So mousesports, they can't afford to keep buying up. They've got to go for the flat old USP round. One flashbang on Sunny, try and pop them into middle, try and take an early fight to Astralis. It's exactly what they'll do, but these teams are going to line them up. Glaive's already found himself the first. Second mid push coming in, not even needed. Glaive finds 2, Device with a double. And Rops, he's on the run.
Yeah, he's heading up into the hills. And actually, Rops, there's only one man here, and that is just Match. As you can see, Device has started to rotate round as a bit of a precaution, and rightfully so. If Magis went down to the Rops just sticks the 10-second defuse, that would be unreal. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Rops could even hear this bomb ticking down, expecting that no one's going to expect Rops to be sat here, so close to this site. He will just be allowed to get away with this dig.
Leaving the bomb early is not a mistake Astralis are going to make. Magis will walk out, but Rops with no kit. Yeah, it's done. He's realized it. There's no one here. He's got to run for the hills. Taps the bomb, and that's to try and draw these players in to get kills. Does at least take down Magis, so a bit of damage there, but not the end of the world here for Astralis. They've still got that big lead coming in on this T side. Rops, he even took down Device as well after that bomb went off. So 2 kills, 3 in the round for Rops. And some guns taken away from Astralis. Let's see if that comes back to haunt them as mousesports have their full buy. We've got the AWP. Astralis yet to even wield that weapon. In fact, 2 orbs for mousesports.
Yeah, double up between Chris J and Oscar. Going to be seeing some action early on. We didn't really get to see it all too much back on Mirage. Or at least not really play into the rounds all too much, it felt like. This time they're hoping it's the answer, the savior. Zipnix falls early on. Dupree is there to trade. They play that buddy system up in the apartments. Now that means they're into the 4-on-4, which is going to favor Astralis. That leaves the pressure on Mouse. Somewhere, something has to give. And Chris J holding this angle. Device is there. And who's the man to win this out? It is Chris, rising to the occasion, shutting down Glaive. Sunny now pushing up, trying to go in for a bit more. Device still lies in wait on the other side, and he's not the beast you want to tangle with. Oh, he gets trying to peek for the information. Doesn't quite spot Chris J. Chris J, however, does see Device. Now it falls to Magist to take up the mantle, and Chris J, shutting him down, drops the bomb. And it's only Dupree in what feels like an impossible 1v4.
Does have the time, though, and the element of surprise. mousesports, with Oscar here in the spawn, he needs to be watching. He needs to be somewhat aware of this flank, but he's too busy focused trying to check the ruins, make sure no one's crept in. You know how sneaky Astralis can be, and while Oscar's somewhat aware, he will look back at the flank. Dupree getting caught, so good timing on the peak from Oscar there. mousesports get away with plenty of players surviving. And a big 3K round from Chris, defending his team. Sunny was definitely hard to dry there a little bit, but his flashbang sets up Chris to go aggressive. And obviously the biggest detail of that round is the first kill Chris gets is he sees the bomb instantly up at the top of B. That gives enough info for mousesports, so they're ready for the full commitment. 2-4. Astralis trying to come back in with a reset, yet to pick up an AWP on Device. Shotgun on Rops as well. Well, what a position to play it.
Yeah, this mag 7 up at the apartments can be so deadly. Rop's edging forward. He's very much been the man putting up numbers for Mouse in this series. And oh, spots him. Goes running the gauntlet. Zipnix able to pick up the Estonian youngster early on. So now man advantage taken.
What is this rotate? mousesports are fully gambling back towards EA site. They've completely given up B. There's no information from mousesports to play off the back of this other than the fact that Zipnix was holding second mid. But that's a likely position to play for a B setup anyway. Astralis, they're being met with a gamble from mousesports, and boy, they've gone all in.
Round shorty who come easy to the Danes as they just walk in toward this B-bomb site. Stiko, he realizes the error of his ways, albeit a little too late, and Device gonna go ahead and add insult to injury. mousesports, this save has been locked in for the last 30 seconds, and they just didn't know it. So Astralis gonna be picking up this 5th round and keeping 5 players alive, starting to build up some of that money now over on the T side.
See, it's an understandable gamble from mousesports. You've already lost one man. You're stuck in a 4-on-5 against the best team in the world who still have plenty of utility. It does make sense, but it's just, you're risking everything, right? And you know Astralis are not one to randomly run into bomb sites. They seemed almost somewhat aware of that. Very well timed on the execute. But they're even on the hunt, Harry. They don't want mousesports to get away with these guns either. The bomb's yet to even go off. Chris J's caught in the pit. He's getting chased from 3, 4 players on short, and he doesn't even hit a single one. The Molotovs are there. And this is a fiery round from Astralis. They take another kill. They take down that secondary AWP. Oscar will keep his, but that's a nice exit from Astralis. Very minimal losses and huge gains.
And I tell you what, losing Chris J is a real double-edged sword, because on top of that, you know, he had enough money to drop a rifle over. You could have had a pretty decent buy here. Instead, it looks a lot more cobbled together. They will still have 3 rifles in play. Astralis going to try and pick up the pace, start the fight early on over here for control of this banana position. Glaive and Device spearheading that charge, leading the offensive. 3 players here on the other side of that smoke for mousesports. Right now, just an exchange of utility. Both teams actually go ahead and give up banana, and it's Astralis to get their foot in the door first. They start to creep up. Chris J, he's looking keen on going back. Ooh, yeah, no, he decides against that. He's going to go ahead and leave. Glaive pushing up, does spot the man on Fountain. And the rest of Astralis now behind their leader, all rally into the cause. They're trying to take control of B, and Sunny, while he's good for 1, Glaive trades it back. They line up for Chris J. But Glaive providing for the Astralis family. mousesports, everyone so far away, so far removed from this B bomb site. This is already screaming a save once again.
This is why Inferno can be so hard to play on that CT side. If you're just getting wrecked on the first couple of initial trades and not actually getting any kills in the defense, your teammates are not going to be able to retake. On a full B execute, say there are 4 players of Astralis pushing, mousesports need 2 or 3 kills, otherwise it's a near undoable situation. And that's going to be the resounding factor of this half for them. Another round to Astralis, another save for mousesports. No real hunt this time from the T side, apart from Zipnix, who's lurking around the apartments once again. Doesn't want to come into close range with the shotgun, though. Luckily enough, mousesports will be getting away with a couple of guns, though. A chance to bounce back in the future. But this is 2 rounds in a row for Astralis. That loss bonus yet to really max out for mousesports, and they're even going to call in a tactical pause. Nice and early on.
Yeah, we saw them pretty reluctant to use them back on Mirage here. They're under the pressure, right? They've gone a map down. They've lost their map pick. You're on a map that historically, versus Astralis in particular, you're not all that great at. It is one that they struggle on. So they're going to be calling this pause in early on, a chance now to talk things over. Coach Alan BT behind them going to be trying to offer his insight. Astralis are in that driving seat, though, make no mistake about that. They've got so much money already building up over on this T-side. mousesports, their economy's been run dry, it's been bled out, and these saves aren't helping. They might even be tempted to try and cobble something up behind this one. You can have drops come through. You imagine that's what this tactical pause is all about, deciding how to invest here. I mean, Glaive, in that round, able to just find everything. He's looking good.
Sleeping with the fishes.
But we can see the buy. Sunny is invested a bit. They're going to go for the eco for the most part, just keeping those rifles that they saved up, not investing too heavily behind them. They still have a good chance of maybe doing something in this round. But we're going to need to see a big step up, in particular from Oscar and Rops, the two players that have those rifles. Oscar, fantastic performance throughout this event on that AWP. So he does have it. Oh no! Chris J, what can you even do against that?
Great damage from mousesports with the utility, but Astralis, they find that first kill, and that's even more important. Just the sheer numbers advantage is going to make mousesports rally back towards his B-bomb site again, go for another ludicrous stack, but it's versus Astralis, Harry. It's no easy feat. Look at these guys. They've already rallied back towards A. mousesports try and make up for their loss of Chris J by putting the AWP in position, but now it's just going to be the other rifle. Rops on his lonesome. Astralis still with one man up top B, and he's defending it. Magisk catching Seiko going aggressive. Now, he doesn't know Sunny is crossed towards the sandbag, so that's something to remain aware of, but no Molotovs to get him out of this position. Magisk is going to move on forward, creep into this site. Sunny does take him down, and it's information here for mousesports, but with 30 seconds left, Rops has finally realized they are hitting that A site.
And the Estonian youngster, he's got a lot to do, does Rops. He's going to get tested here. 25 seconds on that clock. Rotations coming in, and Rops does manage the first, traded out by Zipnix. Oscar answering back, and Sunny, he's dropped that bomb. 15 seconds, and it's Zipnix in an impossible clutch, but name a more iconic duo than this. Tapping down the bomb. Oscar not peeking into it. Balls of steel on Zipnix, but Oscar's there, and he does shut him down. mousesports able to salvage a third round here. Really, they have no business picking up.
What a nutty plant from Zipnix. He knew exactly where Oscar was, but was playing the mind game that he would not peek into what could be a fake plant with 10 seconds left. Not going to win in the clutch, unfortunately. That reload had to come in, but it's still the money from Astralis off the back of the bomb plant. Massive round from Oscar being able to rotate in. And all of that is off the back of, while mousesports had misstacked that B bomb site, that flashbang up banana from Oscar that allowed Sunny and Stiko to push into position, gain them the info and the guns to rotate back. They killed Magisk, the only man defending B, and then pushed down banana. Sunny even catches a couple from the apartments falling out into the A site. So good relocation from mousesports considering the fact that they were down. They will win them another round. 3 here to the CT side. Double AWP back in play. Astralis, they don't care about these T-side AWPs. Device has not yielded it once.
No, I mean, he's been having great success on the rifle. And, oh, once again, damage onto Chris. This time, Magisk is the one to go aggressive. I think Device actually getting tagged either from a nade or in through the wall, because he's brought down at 23 HP almost immediately in this run. Astralis, first time in a long time, they haven't found themselves such an early man advantage. Instead, they're gonna just have to try and play this default early. mousesports aren't giving anything up just yet. They turn their attention up here toward the top of mid, slowly but surely. Pushing on up. Oscar gonna leave the angle, and Astralis, they've got their little foothold here in the top of middle. Not under the pressure to do anything just yet. They still have plenty of time, plenty of utility and the firepower to make this one work.
As we hit the 45-second mark, Astralis start to smoke off that long position. Now that's going to force the AWP back. Oscar, he's got to either commit to the A site or try and watch a CT wrap, because Astralis could go for a B split here. That's one of the options available. But with Zipnix deep in the apartments and Device starting to fall back on B, it is looking like that A crunch. 30 seconds left. Stiko up on top. And now the push begins to come up through short. Rops is going to be pressured. The Molotov forcing him into the angle, and Glaive just takes a quick headshot. Stiko, he's yet to get a kill in this game. It's got to happen now, and he's done exactly that, dropping the first man out of the balcony. But the triple peak from Astralis, unbeatable. 10 seconds as that bomb gets planted. Do mousesports even go for this?
I mean, that's the big question now, right? They're in this 3-on-4 versus a team that don't often throw these away. And yeah, Mouse, they're just going to start to back away. They're going to look to try and save, but that does mean Astralis, they're going to be moving on to round number 7. They're not content with that, though. They're already hunting down these saving players. And Device is the point man for it. Just slipping by Sunny for the time being. This save is a big one, by the way. Holding onto these rifles right now for Mouse. If they do manage to keep all 3 up, then a buy is no problem in the next round. Sunny finding that. does mean that he's rang that dinner bell, and you can see Astralis, they're hungry for him.
Won't be finding him though. The reason Device was actually moving out anyway was just to get away from the bomb trajectory so he doesn't go down to it. A hunt would have been nice from Astralis, as that is a reset, so mousesports' money is going to be going out the window, but because they saved 3 guns, the buy will be here. Again, 2 AWPs, but will this be the recipe for success for mousesports? Because right now it looks like, well, they have got 3 rounds, not really much is working. Astralis are doing a great job on this T side, as we expect. Some really nice fakes, some really nice rotates from Astralis to catch mousesports out, but you can't catch them out when they're already pushing down mid. Look at this, Stiko has gone all the way in, but the flashbang's only so good, and Zipnix will shoot right through it. Sunny does get a single trade, but Rops has already been pressured back, and Sunny, he's got to step up. Double peek from Astralis again. And with Sunny dropped, a man down for mousesports, and a bomb site opened up as Oscar gambles.
Yeah, they did just hear Rops firing down through mid, so they know that one man is here at the very least. Will they be ready for Oscar? Issue you're going to face with so much time left on the side of Astralis. They don't have to commit to this. It is a bit of a guessing game. Rops tagging up Dupree in the apartments, and so he will just elect to back on off. Oscar mustn't get caught out here, and indeed he doesn't. Back into the 2-on-2 as Oscar and Rops manage to equalize this situation. Glave's gone on this recon, this scouting mission in towards the B bomb site. He's called that it's clear, and that's the rotation of the bomb coming round. But Rops and Oscar, they're one step ahead. They've started to peel over. Will Oscar be ready for this? Will Oscar be ready? Indeed he will. And now Glaive found it's all onto Dupree on 20 HP. 40 seconds left on that clock, and edging his way toward this B bomb site. Flash goes over, and Oscar just holding the cross. Now that smoke does block him off. Dupree will be granted safe passage and can now maybe look to get this bomb down. Starts to punch in the numbers. Oscar just goes running through, and he does manage to pick it up. The hat trick for Oscar, 2 for Sunny, single-handedly locking in that 4th round for Mouse.
What a play from Oscar. Even that smoke push is ballsy, considering the fact that that didn't need to be a stick, and Rops hasn't even fully rotated towards a bomb site. If it came in with a flashbang, maybe more justifiable, but Oscar trying to catch out Astralis, and he does a great job of doing so. That rotate off of A was really, really well timed as well. Comes to join Rops. They both get a, well, Rops gets a lot of damage to Dupree. Oscar gets a pick, rotates back towards B. And mousesports, they will win that round. Coming back off of being reset and bouncing back to break Astralis' money, or at least try to. But very, very difficult when they've still got cash in the coffers. 7 rounds still for Astralis, 4 for mousesports. A tactical pause here for the Danes. Knowing that they can bounce back here, get an 8th, and crush mousesports' money before it builds.
And I mean, this is a time for Zonic, that 6th man, to try and calm the team down, try and get them pumped up, make sure everyone's on the same page. They've got a 7th man, though, and it's this crowd getting rallied behind them, getting hyped. And let's see if that tactical pause now is going to provide the solution for Astralis. This was fantastic from Oscar. That was a no-scope as well, my goodness. But as you've highlighted, yes, this could cause some problems for Mouse. That reset looming for either team at this point in time. In this round, you pick it up, effectively becomes a 2-for-1, unless you're able to save here and there. Sunny's tried going down mid. That's because he has Oscar here to help him out, keeping an eye on this peak. Device able to trade that, does go back for more, and that's going to be Oscar missing his shot. So there was a chance for mousesports to find the man advantage. But now we see it all even.
Device very lucky that Oscar didn't get that follow-up kill as well. He was extremely ready for that position to be peaked, but just a near miss. Maybe Chris J in a similar situation. Flashbang's good. He's going to have to fall back. Won't get punished for that. Molotov was still down, so the smoke coming off the back of the flames is hard to see through. mousesports flashing Chris back in. They really are desperate for this pick. They really do want another man advantage to their favor. They know if Astralis execute B on a 4-on-2 like this, then the hopes for Rops and Oscar to really get anything done on the retake are very, very minimal. So Astralis setting up full execute here. 2 players on the defense. We need a hero here for mousesports.
We most certainly do. Stiko and Chris J have to try and get the job done as Astralis begin this execution. The Molotovs, the smokes raining in, and there's Device to open things up. Stiko down in CT, can't find anything through that smoke. And as these rotations are coming in, are we even going to see mousesports go for this? You can see that Rops, he's not even bothered to start to leave that A bomb site yet. And yes, Mouse, they are saving Astralis. An 8th locked in, and it's all on the back of Device once more.
Yeah, the first round we see him on that AWP as well, now going to be picked up. Great round from him. And Astralis, they did get the reset just a couple of rounds prior, but now they've done it again, keeping mousesports to stop building up money on the CT side. Luckily enough, 3 saves will mean these buys keep going. Just so back and forth is this game. Despite Astralis having a pretty hefty lead, mousesports are not letting them get these long streaks of rounds. So this hasn't gotten out of hand yet for mousesports, but it has been a damn good half for Astralis. Still salvageable though, but Stiko on 1 kill, Chris J on 3. We're gonna need them to join the party if mousesports are to have a real shot of winning this.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, then you look at it as well, Stiko and Chris J, that's been, you know, kind of the duo that they've been playing over toward this B bomb site, right? You think about a lot of these rounds, Astralis, they've been so proficient at taking this exact portion of this map. Now we see Sunny there alongside Chris J. That's more what we're used to seeing. Device down mid. Doesn't spot anything just yet, but Dupree clearing out the apartments. Could find a timing here onto Oscar. You have a man up on that boost in the form of Stiko to keep an eye on this play exactly. Now that 4th man even rotating around for Mouse. It's going to be a 4-man stack for them in this A-bomb site. Chris J anchoring B alone. They had to play very reactively, and Dupree so close to finding the timing. If he'd gone there, Stiko would have got caught with an 8 out. Now Sports leaving top mid as Astralis grab control of this portion of the map early on. They're going to try and play back for it. They flash in. Good flashbang, but Dupree managing one, Sunny in with another. As he picks up a quick double, does keep mousesports in the advantage in this round. Astralis, first time in a while, they've really had to try and play this now a man down. The question becomes, what's the play for the Danes? Where do they end up? What decisions do they make? It looks like they're going to continue keeping the attention of mousesports over here at A for the time being. And they might try and go toe-to-toe with Oscar over here at long.
Yeah, the smoke behind him though. He's got to make a decision. Does he stick? Does he go? Does he let them wrap CT as an option? 20 seconds left. Whatever Astralis are doing, they need to do it fast. They need to do it now, but Robs has dropped the bomb. That's thrown a spanner in the works. Oscar's here as well, but the wrap through the smoke needs to come through for Glaive. He needs to make this push. Oscar's watching it, and no entry to this A site for Astralis. That 3-on-4 getting crushed by mousesports. And what a reactive CT side this has been from mousesports. While they've been perfectly okay with giving up parts of the map, like mid, like top banana, it seems like every time mousesports give Astralis a bit of map control, they try and retake it. They flash their way back in, they get the information or the trades, and in that situation, it works wonderfully. Sunny gets a 2 for 1, and mousesports keep that man advantage going forward. They take the round after all, 5-8. Device now buying up this AWP as well. Actually, sorry, dropped over from the previous round on that last saving player, Astralis. All guns into this one. Round number 14 of the half. If mousesports win this, they can get that 8-7. They'll break Astralis' money here and now.
Well, Astralis know what's at stake. They know this is a very important round for them to maintain this good T side, and it's aggression towards Oscar. First shot lands. Now we've seen so much damage done in this position before from Orpers in the past. There's Dupree and Device answering back in a big way, turning this round on its head. Now, do be sure to keep your eye on Sunny, who's gone all the way down through Banana. He's got all this information, but Astralis, they're in the A-bomb site through that smoke. Device even going as far to shut down Stiko. Leaves Oscar and Sunny in the hot seat. Glaive even flanking down through mid. Well, missed his timing onto Sunny. mousesports creeping forward. Astralis, that bomb's been ticking down for a while, so they're feeling good about this one. Sunny now rounding the corner, and he does spot the man in pit. Oscar chiming in with one. Device, there's the man found. And Oscar, he's got to back away and save. They managed to lock it in. A 9th round picked up here for the Danes as they send mousesports packing.
And while mousesports had the right read into that round, that A execute off the bat, the fast mid-rotate was a bit too fast for mousesports. Got very keen on that. Chris J gets caught, and while Sunny gets into position flanking behind Glaive, he's not able to find much for it. So mousesports just a little bit too fast, although they had the information to play with it. Is a 9th round for Astralis, looking to make this a 10-5 half. mousesports, double AWP still kept intact, but they are limited in other ways. Astralis' chance to find that 10th round. It's a fast banana play for Glaive. He's gone up behind the Molotov as well. Chris J trying to line up a wallbang, but it's already Glaive finding the entry. He's running through these mollies. He's going straight into the B bomb site. mousesports, they might not be ready for this pace. Chris J still here with the AWP, and Glaive's found the shot. One more man giving away his position with a utility, and that's all the information Glaive needs to find this 3rd kill. Oscar's doing his best, dropping that bomb back in middle, but Device has found the entry. The B site is theirs.
One issue is, as you say, Oscar, he found this frag down in mid, and that was the bomb drop. They have to go back for it now. They have to try and take this challenge versus the top performer for Mouse. Flashed back, Dupree picking it up, and now only Rops remaining. Trying to catch the timing here as he lurks on round, but he has missed it. Picking up the AWP, Rops, not usually an AWP, but spots the peak there from a Device. Nade goes out, and look at Astralis. All 3 players grouping up, trying to take this fight on the Rops. There should be absolutely no way he survives this, and he does not. Astralis, 10-5 on their T side here on Inferno. They're already sitting 1-0 up in this series, and they're still looking dominant here. Trying to lock in that spot in the grand finals tomorrow.
And that's the scariest part, Harry. 10 rounds on their T side. The CT side of Astralis is incredible on this map. mousesports, they've got to have some serious executes up their sleeves if they want to bring this back.
Credit where credit is due, though, the way of this mousesports squad. You do have 3 players stepping up. Rops, Oscar, and Sunny, the 3 that we've somewhat grown to expect having a good showing here. It's been a bit of a lackluster time for Stico and also for Chris J. And normally, you know, you look at someone like Chris on this map, his ability to don that AWP over towards the B bomb site is what makes this mousesports CT side so good. Moving into the T side now, that double AWP potential goes right out the window, so they're going to have a very tough time of things because the AWP in the form of Device on the side of Astralis is popping off, and he hasn't even had that AWP yet. He's bringing it out now for this CT side. And, I mean, I'm not sure how mousesports are going to counteract that.
I think one of the biggest factors of this lead is the fact that Magisk is 1-9. Now, obviously, the scoreboard and the stats don't say everything, but he's got 1 kill and Astralis are 10-5 up. Now, he does have the highest utility damage over for his team at 191, but that's still crazy to think that Astralis are, you know, not playing 4-on-5, but don't even have 5 incredible frags, and they're still dominating mousesports here. Let's see if they can do the full go the full distance. It's Dupree getting the info that mousesports are set up on the bridge. Oscar pressuring B in the meantime, but it's only a bait setup. You can see Glaive trying to draw Oscar in to try and take the fight to Device. And if he does, Glaive can move in. In fact, Glaive not fearful at all of taking this engagement. He should be. It's Oscar on the other side. Device still here. Oscar not going to be baited in, but he's got his back turned, and that's when Device creeps on in. There's the kill. What a trade from Astralis. As now mousesports, they want to burst this A site.
Oh, there's Dupree from the graveyard. He's looking to put some bodies in this graveyard, is Dupree. Magisk up on the balcony, bit of a whip there on a Chris J. Does give mousesports a bit of room to work with because that's the bomb that's crossed into this bomb site. The issue is Dupree is still here. How haven't they dealt with him yet? Now Magisk on this rotation round. Sunny's going to fall, and Stico, the only man left standing. Device in the back, and Astralis finding themselves another pistol round here.
You can see Glaive getting so hyped up no matter what round Astralis win. He knows the importance of this. And how do you pull this back of your mousesports? 11-5, the pistol round going the way of Astralis in the second half. The map pick of the best team in the world on home soil with 10,000 Danish fans. This is a nightmare for mousesports and Astralis. They've brought their dream catchers. Force buy up in the second round here for the T side. Deagles, armor, utility. But it's Astralis on the rifles that's going to be the real problem here.
Yeah, that decision of force here is a scary one for Maus. I mean, if they lose this, 12-5 will be the scoreline, and then they have to eco one before they can get another. At that point, you've let the Danes get very, very comfortable. And we know that if you let Astralis feel confident, feel comfort, they will take that in their stride. Let's see, though. mousesports, they've shown up with these force buys before. Chris J has had a very quiet first half, turning his attention towards Banana in this round, and that's where Glaive resides. Spraying through, lots of damage already done, and he hasn't even had to take a direct peek down through the Banana just yet. Instead, just wallbanging that plywood. More damage dished out from Glaive, my goodness. He's already brought 2 players down, around about 10 HP.
And the reason that's so good to do on an anti-eco is because his gun just has so much more wall penetration than any of the weapons mousesports have. Yes, they have the Deagles, but Glaive is taking a little risk from the P250 of Chris J, that was the man fighting him. And look at how Chris J ended up. You should see the other guy. 10 HP. As mousesports crawl back towards this A-bomb site. 3 players here for Astralis. Device honed in on the angle with the Org as well. And mousesports, they're about to meet their maker.
Device, they walk out. There's the first man. And you bet that slowed down this offensive. Oh, Oscar is in with a nice trade. He does manage to dispatch of Device with his deadly Deeg over towards a short position, but Astralis, they've already started rotating players around. There's Dupree to mop up Oscar. This push coming in, a Magisk from down within the pit. Dishing out damage left and right. And that'll be a 12th round locked in. Astralis, 4 players staying alive. mousesports is back to the drawing board. They've got no money, which means the odds are Astralis find themselves another one here. And then if you're Maus, you're looking at a very, very long and uncomfortable road to the comeback.
Yeah, even thinking about that previous map where mousesports brought back from a similar situation, although not as dire, even though they were more comfortable on that map and they made the game at least somewhat close, it was still Astralis in control. It felt like that entire time. And now this time, Harry, a 13-5, very likely. That is one hell of a task for mousesports. And Device handing out haircuts down middle. 2 kills for him. Rops can kill his teammate all he wants, but good luck getting past Device. Oscar.
That's that bomb drop now. Yeah, they're looking to try and recover this. Oscar nailed it down. Good night, sweet prince. And now just Chris J remains. You mentioned Device handing out haircuts. He really is Sweetie Todd, the demon barber, isn't he? Down middle, and now just Chris J remaining. Just looking to do damage at this point. He don't have the most belief that he's able to pick this round up, and he will get spotted. That's the 13th. Astralis, 13-5. Keeping the dream alive of a 2-0 here to lock in that grand final spot. mousesports, things get dire now. A bye is on the horizon at the very least. Oscar's gonna have that AWP, and he is the top performer on this team. Second highest performer in the server. You do feel bad for him because he has looked great throughout every series thus far, has Oscar.
Yeah, in fact of the matter is the fact that he has only 9 deaths, the same as the least players on Astralis, just shows the fact that he's had to save so many of these CT rounds. Oscar's on 18 kills, and we've not even seen him attempt every victory. So maybe this could be his chance to shine. But Device on the other side, the flash is there. Will it blind him? No! Device finds them both. And mousesports, their tail caught in a trap. And that trap laid by Astralis is 13-5 with a double man advantage. What have mousesports got for us here?
We need to see something absolutely unreal. Stiko, at least, is going to go ahead and deal with Glaive over here at the arch side. Astralis feeling very confident, though. They rotate everyone away from B. They have this bomb down, and it's in the clutches of Device. Not an easy man to deal with, as he's already shown in this round. And Device just locking it down at this angle. Dupree doesn't know that Stiko's on the left, but still able to pick it up. And now Oscar and Rops, all that remain. Device continuing this form down in mid. The hat trick for him, and he's only fired 2 bullets. Ooh, Rops brought down to 7 HP, goes back, does at least get rid of Device. You imagine his luck's run dry, and indeed it has. Device and Dupree, 5 kills between them, a 14th round for Astralis.
Luck for mousesports is gone when Astralis are showcasing this much skill. This isn't even looking difficult, and the fact that Device starts off the most crucial round for mousesports this map with that's gotta hurt. 3 kills, even the tag to Rops through the wall. Oscar's gone for a Nova up against elimination on the T side. I've got to say, it's not looking good for mousesports. They've got nothing to play with, 2 AKs. Fast play up the top of B. That Molotov has cut off Astralis, but they'll do the same thing back. Nate's going right down. Zipnik spraying away, and Chris J has no teammate to trade. It's a 1-for-0 for Astralis. But the nades still raining in, the pressure still ramping up. mousesports can't catch a break.
mousesports, they've been just denied all entry to this B bomb site. You saw what they tried to do there. They tried to play aggressively, very, very fast up through, but none of those nades rained in, and that was the initial barrage that held back Mouse. They're gonna go back the second time around, and Zipex boosted Device. Rotating around, gonna take up positions on this coffin with the AWP. mousesports setting up for the B bomb site play. They have 3 smokes. You can go ahead and smoke off the coffins, smoke off CT. Sunny clearing the top of Banana. Bearing in mind for Astralis, it's map and series point on the line. mousesports lining up these smokes and flashes now. This play about to come through. Device is here. The rotation from Glaive is already arriving. The smokes are down. Zivnik's up on the boost, has to hop off. And now this B bomb site does fall as Oscar manages one through the smoke. Ooh, Device holding close. Deletes the first man. Glaive's in with another. And now only Rops and Stiko left. They've got no time to get in a post plant. They've just got to sit where they stand. And now rotations here. Astralis, all 4 players knocking on the door of Mouse. That flash is the thing to open it up. And Magisk and Glaive, they shut down everyone. Astralis, map and series point. Now just 5 frags is all that separates them from locking in their spot in the grand finals in front of this Danish crowd.
And eliminating mousesports while they do it. Who are 10 rounds behind, a huge comeback needed, but Harry, we've got to take it round by now, because right now Astralis are looking ready to send them home. AWP for Oscar. Will he be the saving grace? Because Device right now is looking as clinical as that previous map. Top of the board for his team. 26 kills. As you said, 5 needed. Device has gone down Banana. He wants to bring the pace. mousesports, no one here. They'll charge those apartments. Robson, Stiko already moving in, but Dupree cuts him off with a smoke. That'll make them double back, reconsider. And Astralis already heavy stack on this A site. Only Device needed on that B site, and I don't really blame them for this kind of setup. Device is dead. Oscar's found that pick. Now they're going to have to rotate right back because mousesports, they could easily charge this empty B bomb site. Astralis do not want to let that happen. And while Banana control has been taken and the point man has been picked off, Astralis, they're going to move back in.
And this is what they have been very, very good at, Astralis. They lose that first man. They go into that 4-on-5. They had no one inside of B, but they rotate back, and they're very, very keen on taking back control here of the top of Banana. Now posting up Zipex to take up the mantle of Device, try and lock down this portion of the map on his own, try and be that anchor. Rotation from Glaive comes in, and mousesports still very heavy presence here. Rop starts to rotate away. Chris J joins him. smokes rain in toward this B bomb site, but it's a fake. Sunny here alone, trying to sell it. How much attention is he going to get? None. Glaive shuts him up. And now 4-on-4 maintained. Dupree locking down short, and there's only 20 seconds left. mousesports have to pick up the time, and they can't get the boost. Steeko's in with the trade, and now only Magisk remains inside of this A bomb site, but Glaive is here to help bail him out. 8 seconds on the clock, mousesports. You have to get the bomb plant, and they can't even get into the site. Magisk locking it down. Astralis locking in their spot in the grand finals as they take a very convincing 2-0 series here versus mousesports in front of the home crowd. And what a spectacle.
A great tournament from mousesports, but they're not going to be able to beat the best team in the world today. The team looking to pick up that Intel Grand Slam, looking to pick up that $1 million prize on top of the first place here at the ESL Pro League Season 8 Finals.
Now, I mean, they're one step closer to that Intel Grand Slam victory. A best of 5 is all that separates them from it. Denmark, population of only, what, 5.7 million. It is very much a Counter-Strike nation. And Astralis, they're looking to continue that. Look at them just relishing in this moment, because my goodness, it is a real sight indeed. Thousands of Danish fans on looking at those boys down on the stage, knowing that they get to see them play in that grand finals tomorrow. And if they can keep this form up, then they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Device having just an unreal time. And yeah, the charts, everything down on that stage. OJ, he's actually got ahead and grabbed, well, looks like Dupree. So we're going to throw this down to the stage.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Well, let's talk about the crowd first, then we'll get into the game. This is amazing.
It's fantastic. It's so great to be part of, and it's amazing that everyone has showed up today. So thank you so much.
Well, we can certainly say that you were the hometown favourite here. This crowd was begging you to do what you did. 2-0, smooth as butter.
Like we came in strong today. Like we have done the preparation, and everyone played comfortable today. Everyone was calm, and everyone played the way we wanted us to play. It was great to feel like Glaive had some amazing calls, and everyone had some amazing individual plays. So it's just great to feel that the team was really powering through today.
What is it at the moment that sets you apart from every other team?
I think there's a lot of aspects to it. I mean, like we're very confident in the way we play and the way we prepare for our opponents, and in general, just the overall idea how our team functions is just a step above a lot of teams. So yeah.
Is it the ability that even when you lose something, you lose the first man, that ability to rethink?
I mean, like if you lose the first pick, I mean, like we always just the one thing that we've been taught to always keep in mind is that we will never give up. And even though it's a 1-on-5, or we've lost the first map, or being down like 1-14, we always keep struggling, like keep fighting, because you haven't lost until you've lost a map.
And we talk about this Intel Grand Slam and the $1 million. How much is that focusing you right now?
Well, obviously being one best of 5 away from the Intel Grand Slam is very nice. But I mean, like it's something that we don't want to put too much effort into it, but they do.
What would mean more to you if you do take the Intel Grand Slam tomorrow in this best of 5? You are in the final now. Would it be the fact that you have shown dominance, that you are the best team around? To win that many matches and to win the Grand Slam just has to show that you are the best team over a period of time? Or is it the $1 million? What's more important?
Oh, it's a hard question. I mean, like both of them is really great, but obviously being the best team in the world is what we always fought for, and still being the best team in the world is what we always fight for. So that's probably the one thing I like the most.
But what about the $1 million?
That too.
And one thing, you're a Danish team, we're in Denmark. What do you want to say to this crowd?
Jeg vil bare gerne sige tusind tak til alle sammen, der er kommet ud for at støtte. Det er fantastisk. Og så håber jeg selvfølgelig på at se jer alle sammen igen i morgen, og husk at tage alle jeres venner med, hvis der er flere pladser, og så er vi klar til finale!
Perfectly, Dupree, Astralis, they're in the best of 5 tomorrow. Once again, put it together for Astralis!
And what a a showing that it is going on down there. My goodness, Astralis on home turf is just basically taking my breath away at this point. And we have a resident Dane here on the desk with us, and he kind of translated what was being said by the crowd. Would love to hear that again, maybe for the viewers at home. Jacob, what happened?
They were just chanting, you know, that mousesports can have a nice trip home. They were being respectful, I guess, in some ways.
How polite.
How polite, right? That's us Danes. It's a very, you know, common chant in Denmark. It's not bad manners at all. It's more fun, Trace.
Well, fun is exactly what we just had, watching Astralis dominate yet again, and this time the victim is mousesports. We can start to take a look deeper into this matchup and how it all wrapped up into. Natu, give me a good diagnosis.
Hello, Device. He was pretty good in this matchup. He's so decisive, you could say. But in big picture, it's just, especially the second map, you can tell, we talked about this before, Banana being a highly contested part of this map and how knife edge it is to play that information play in that Banana, but you kind of have to do that, and how Astralis managed to just abuse that time and time again. If not kill you, they will inflict so much damage that it's so hard for you to make plays afterwards, and vice versa. When Astralis plays CT, they make it so hard for you as a T-side to gain that map control that you will pay a price in utility and a lot of lost HP before you even have a sniff at that bomb site.
Yeah, there was never any doubt that Astralis were coming into this one as the heavy favorites, especially considering the circumstances of Inferno, a map that Astralis is pretty much the best team on in the world as well, whereas mousesports, as you said, you know, this is the 7th loss in a row on Inferno, so what can they really do? As you said, you know, the one thing that stood out to me, obviously Device on the stats side, he was having a great game, but the fact that Astralis never let mousesports calm down, they never let them, you know, relax or be in a position where they didn't have to rotate, where they didn't have to react to something happening on the map. It was such a paceful game in some ways, you know, in Inferno, where there was a lot of save situations, a lot of could have been clutch situations, but mousesports opted to save anyway, right? Which is probably the smart thing to do when you're playing Astralis. But the fact that they constantly were able to nag around with the mousesports player, they never got to calm down, and they never had a chance actually coming into this match. Let's be honest.
And it seems to be the battle of middles. We got to see a little bit of a mirage, and definitely got to see it on their CT side here with Astralis. Looking ahead into Inferno, there wasn't a pound-for-pound matchup there, I fear.
No, it was definitely heavy. It was a heavyweight versus a, well, what do you call him?
Featherweight, perhaps?
Yeah, featherweight. But no, to me, to set the stone early on, the first round of this very match was like a 3-on-3 situation where Ximnix made his way into the pit, and just the way that round unfolded, how patiently Astralis waited for things to kind of unfold, even though it was ticking down to the last 20 seconds of the round. They waited for the rotation to come in from the CTs, and Dupree did a flank to Arch side and got the crucial kill to then open up the bomb side without the two players, one in pit and one in apps, not making a move, just kind of letting everything unfold. And that kind of just defines the kind of peace and the way that Astralis approach every situation. They don't panic. They don't take too many moves when they don't have to. They kind of let the situation unfold and let the opposition make the move first.
Well, you're right, and like just to follow up on that point, you know, they're making mousesports running around like a bunch of chickens basically on that CT side. That's exactly the amount you want. That's the thing, right? Bunch of mountains, call it what you want.
Mice.
Mice, yeah. Cool Trace. English is not my first language.
Anyhow,
you know, it's a great point that you make, because I feel that's the essence of Astralis. The team game, the team play, the communication. If you stand out there, and if you understand Danish and you get your chance to listen into some of those comms, you would instantly just recognize that they're just so much better than anyone else.
Well, Device and crew on their P's and Q's. We get to take a look at the K's and D's now, because all the stats here for this entire best of 3 have come in strong. Device, 53-27, 111 ADR across the series. My goodness.
And on the other side, I mean, you have Magic's, which is 17-23 throughout the series, and still they managed to have this kind of a win. I mean, it just goes to show on the caliber and the amount of quality we have on the Astralis roster.
Definitely agree, and again, you know, as you said, looking towards some of the lines you can draw between the players, you have Glaven being the second top guy on the scoreboard right there, whereas Chris J is in the bottom as well for mousesports. In-game leader Glaive-wise, as he was also praised for in the interview by Dupree, he's making a lot of great calls, he's making impact frags, he's being around the team, you know, he's in positions where he can sort of like control the team around as well, and making sure that this is a well-drilled machine. He deserves a lot of praise, not only for this matchup, but for the fact that they're only one best of 5 away from winning that Intel Grand Slam.
We kind of need to make some ends meet here within mousesports, and how this, yes, is the end of their year, so to say. This is where it all runs to the head. But in reality, what do we have to say about mousesports looking forward?
I think they did this to themselves. I think mousesports is a team that can be proud of what they did in 2018. They have established themselves as, I would say, a top 5 team, a top 6 team in the world, around those circles anyhow. They decided to go for a move where they kicked out Sticker and got in Snacks because they wanted to be better. You can't really blame them for having ambitions, but I felt, at the time they were doing fine. They were getting to semifinals, they were getting to finals. They were constantly trying to knock their way into the top 4. They didn't need to make that roster change, and I think that bite them a little bit, and that's why we see a little bit more of a weak performance from mousesports ending out 2018. I think for 2019, Nacho, you can probably attest to it as well. It's a team that is going to be there. They're going to be consistent, and they're going to be around the top 5, top 6. Whatever it's ever going to be a top 5 or top 3 team for that matter, I have my doubts.
Honestly, I think they attended too many tournaments this year. I felt like they burnt themselves out just going back to back tournaments all the time, not letting themselves have some time to rejuvenate, have some time to ponder on their strategies, their approach to the game. And from having discussed with Sonny a little bit, he felt like they never really, he was thinking back to wait, I don't even remember the last time we had time to practice properly. And then obviously with Snacks coming in, they went straight into the Cologne and the drill went on. Obviously the major came up straight after and so on. So tournaments just happening all the time. So they never really gave themselves an opportunity to really get everything drilled with Snacks for that matter either. But obviously things were not working out and they got Stico back. I think the chemistry there is far better. But I think the lesson learned from them is that they need to quiet down a little bit for next year and make sure that they're 100% every single time they hit a server.
Well, the drilling they did do with Snacks would have had to have been into the liquid of New York. But now we're going to have that opportunity to hear from mousesports directly on the other side of that loss. Let's go ahead and check on the sidelines.
mousesports do end up going out to Astralis, and they still remain the dominant team. But mousesports, they've had a fantastic year, and I've got Sonny with me to kind of just take us through what he thinks went down in these matchups. So let's start off with Mirage, right? They picked T-side, and it's that little bit of confusion. Did that play into some the mind games with it? Because when I spoke to Glaive, he was like, oh, we did it because we wanted to get off to a better start on the T-side and have that early confidence. But what did you guys think of it?
They did it. They picked T-side as well on last tournament. We played in ESL Finals, and there we played obviously much better CT side than now. So I would say that they didn't get into our heads, but it's just it somehow puts a pressure on you when you start the first match of the day in basically the favored side. But that's just how it is, and they you just can't say anything. They were just better.
Now, looking at it, right, we know you guys are a capable and good team. You put up some fantastic scorelines. Like you were saying when we were talking before, right? You lose out to MIBI, you lose out to Astralis, stuff like that. But the other teams you are making it work against. So what is it about Astralis in your eyes that you see them as they are the kind of final boss here?
I just think that this year they were the best, simple the best, and they just set up new standards on how to prepare, how to practice, and how to come to every tournament. These guys are not joking around. They're playing, even in practice, they're playing every round 100%. And that's why they are the best. And it's if you want to beat them, you have to do the same and find your own way. So there is right now I just think that we didn't have any pressure playing this match against them. But they are just way better than us right now. And next year, if you want to beat them, we just need to do the same and find our own way.
So you talk about find your own way, and I really respect that because you can't just copy what Astralis does, right? Because they've got all their moving pieces differently. So what do you think it is that mousesports need, and you guys in particular?
First of all, I think it's just about that the players want the same thing, that everybody just wants to be the best, and if you don't have that, then there is nothing what you can basically do. But yeah, I think about the right way, it's just you have to find your best parts, pros and cons as a team, and work on those. And obviously, I'm not gonna go into details here how we should do it, but it's just that's how it starts.
Well, you've started already by bringing Stico back into the lineup, and things are still going well for you, right? You still put up a good performance. You're here in the semi-finals. It's a great achievement. But what are you feeling just in general yourself right now? Is there anything after a loss like this where you feel, oh man, I'm really down? Because I saw you and you're still quite smiling and happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically my way to show when I'm ultimate tilted. It's just you just get fucked basically. What you can do? Yeah. You just have to move on. And right now it's just last 3 tournaments we went out against Astralis, and that's nothing to be ashamed. I'm happy that we at least gave them fight, but obviously it sucks to lose. And personally, I'm a guy who don't hate anything else as much as losing, so it's hard. But now when it was 3rd time and that was our chance basically, they didn't pick New York, for example, that was our chance and we didn't do it, so we just have to move on and try again next year.
Now, just one more thing on that little bit of Nuke, right? Because Glaive was thinking, oh, we've had close games against them before on Nuke, didn't want to pick into it again, hence why they went for Inferno. Was your idea that, okay, look, we can have Mirage and take that, and then they'll pick Nuke and thinking, okay, look, we've got a game plan for this. Was the mindset of you guys?
To be honest, personally, I was 100% sure that this will be the map pool yesterday, because obviously, if you're them, why would you risk it? Because we already have tournament practice against them in 2 tournaments in this map. So for me personally, it was obvious, but it was like also that we were hoping that they will pick Nuke, because we know that our Nuke is much better than Inferno, and with the experience and like playbook what they have, it's really hard matchup for us on Inferno. So yeah, that's it.
And last thing, you got some Finnish fans out in the crowd. We saw the flags. Anything you want to say to the Finnish fans supporting you all the way from back home and here in the arena?
No, ei tässä oikein mitään muuta kuin, että ensi vuonna toivottavasti tavataan torilla vähän useammin. Tänä vuonna se oli 3 kertaa ja ensi vuonna toivottavasti ainakin 10. Ja tietenkin Sergeille, että ei kai siinä sitten.
A smiling Sunny is a good Sunny. And Natu, I think you're the only one that's going to be able to tell me what that means. So, guys, take it away.
Very honest and clear answer from Mr. Sunny there, a Finn that is going to have some dismay today, but I would love to hear what he had to say. We do have a translator on the desk for all occasions. We've got a Dane and we have a Finn here.
How convenient, right?
It just kind of worked out.
Also, apparently we've found a talkative Finn.
Yeah, and he's all about it.
A 4-minute interview with a Finnish person. That's something.
Sign him for ins.
That's a totally different
let's
topic.
Move along.
What did he say?
So the saying in Finnish goes that we'll meet at the marketplace when we win. So he was saying that in Finnish, that they won 3 times this year, that he's hoping that that's going to happen 10 times next year, that we're going to meet up at the marketplace 10 times next year. And he was making fun of Sergey for his interview at DreamHack Open.
Reasonable, I suppose. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just some Finnish things, nothing special. To
Very
be
Finnish indeed, yeah.
Well, we're almost going to be finishing up here on this matchup, but of course we should probably take a look at the path that these teams are taking thus far. One of those being Astralis, now sitting in the driver's seat to find their way into that Grand Slam title, the first one ever. This is a big deal throughout Counter-Strike, not like we've ever seen anything like this before.
I mean, finally we get to a situation where someone can actually deny and get that bounty, was it 100K for if
Killer bonus.
Yeah, killer bonus, 100K,
Yeah.
right? I mean, FaZe only managed to make it all the way to the semis and never actually made the finals to even really contest for it. So Astralis really does look poised right now to take it home.
Well, the weird part is there is that killer bonus, right? Liquid or MIBR will have that chance to silence Astralis in the act, in the main event, in the grand final there. They'll have that opportunity to earn themselves an extra 100,000. But as it stands, Astralis are on the tiptoes here. They are just about ready to grab this entire thing.
I don't, like, there doesn't just seem to be anything that will rattle them. I mean, no matter what kind of situation they're put in, I mean, so far not being able to really get a win on Danish soil, but now even so far in this tournament, they've just seemed so good, like almost robotic in the way that they approach the game every single time. So I have a hard time seeing anyone just being able to actually beat them.
The opponents is going to be Liquid or MIBR. Obviously, Liquid is a team that they have tried a lot of times against Astralis in grand finals. Haven't really looked too good for them. I think they lost 7 or 8 in a row now. So that's going to be, a one-sided affair, I'm afraid, if it goes that way. Whereas MIBR, I think that's a team that is interesting, also for Astralis, because I feel that's the one team they don't like playing against. We saw that at DCS finals as well. It was a 2-mapper, but it was 16-14 in overtime. They really can't push Astralis to the limit. So even though it's going to be a Liquid final, it's going to be sick, it's going to be close. But MIBR against Astralis, I think that will be the real matchup for the Intel Grand Slam.
Didn't ask for the predictions
Yeah,
just
I
yet,
was gonna
Jake.
say.
I don't care, Trace.
We're not quite there, but where we are at is me reminding you what these players are playing for. It's just a little bit more than what you would think. These bars right here that you see on your screen, these bars are the culmination of a year's worth of hard work, and Astralis can etch their name on it, as well as all the events that they have won up to this point, right on these gold bars. They're actually sitting
Have you ever
right
had one of those in your house? In your hands, basically? No?
I was gonna say
gold
I
bars?
have some room on my bookshelf for one, so
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd make a pretty good book stop.
yeah.
Like, I could
Book
be
stop.
wrong. Either way, yeah, this is definitely one-of-a-kind opportunity here for Astralis moving forward. And we're going to continue on with one-of-a-kind opportunities as we're going to have that chance to hear from Astralis after they've won that matchup that's putting them in the grand finals. Let's go ahead and check in with them now.
Astralis do it and march their way to the grand finals, and they do it in style across 2 maps. Now I've got Zonic, the coach of Astralis, with me to kind of discuss this in a little bit more detail. Now, I spoke to Glaive already. He went through the reasons the vetoes came out the way it was. You guys not picking Nuke, having Inferno in there. But you guys at the moment, you seem like the unbeatable team in every sense of the word. Because even when you can lose games, you might drop to a lower bracket or something, you guys fight back through. What is this key ingredient? Because I know you're not going to give away your secrets, but like, this is just a ridiculous run of where teams don't even seem to be able to put up a good fight against you.
Oh, I mean, it's a mixture of several things. Obviously, hard work, that's one thing, and then talent within the team, but also the way that we prepare for all our games. I think that's one of the key elements to our success. As you said, I'm not going to go into details on that, but yeah, I think those are the 3 key elements for our 2018. So yeah, I'm super happy, and hopefully we can win the grand final tomorrow as well.
Now, mousesports, right? You take them 2-0. They put up as good a fight as they can, but it always seems like you guys have their kind of, you have a mark, you know what's going on. You're ahead of them in a step. I just see it when I'm looking at the players. Your communication seems to be on a whole nother level, but how do you practice that kind of communication? Because, okay, it comes from playing the game, but I see you guys outside of the game as well, and you're kind of exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to being well at adapting within the game, but also like analyzing ourselves. I think that's also really important, especially when you lose, you learn. So whenever we don't play up to our own expectation, we always go back and analyze and see what went wrong. And sometimes you can talk to the tournament organizers and get the TeamSpeak recordings, so you can put that together and synchronize it with the VOD, so you can see how your comps were during tournaments. I think that's also really important. So yeah, I think we are really good at looking back and see what we did right and wrong, and then learn from that.
Now, obviously, the players, everyone's looking at them as the stars, but you have so much to do as working in this. You're an ex-pro yourself, but did you ever imagine coaching to be as in-depth as it is? And what some of the things you find like the hardest?
Oh, there's a lot of things that's difficult. These guys are young guys. I would say I'm privileged to coach these guys. I guess that it could be a lot tougher within other teams, especially when it comes to the hard work and motivation. And so yeah, there's a lot of hard work. Can't really pinpoint anything that is the hardest. I think it comes down to the strategic part of the game. I think everyone has played it for a long time, and come up with something new is getting more and more challenging. So I think that's one of the things. But yeah, no, I kind of was disappointed when I joined CS:GO in the beginning, because I didn't think it was that strategic. But yeah, exactly. But I think that nowadays it has improved, and I think it has even gone to a higher extent than it was in my days in 1.6.
So Astralis as a whole, you've got everyone out there supporting and cheering for you. How do the players, because we see they love it when they come off stage, but they seem to completely blank out while in game. Is that something you have to train to? Because I know some players, they get affected by the nerves and that kind of things, but you guys are like stone cold killers up there.
Yeah, no, usually we have the crowd against us, especially when we play in NA, and usually in the final against Liquid or something like that. So no, it's really nice to have the crowd with us today, and it was you could really feel them. They were amazing, and as soon as I took the headset off, it was just I just got blasted with people just cheering for us. So it's really nice. But we have tried it a couple of times, so we're used to it now.
And the next matchup is going to be Liquid taking on MIBR. I know you've got this little rivalry with Liquid. You guys keep facing them, but who would you like to face and why?
Oh, I think that's difficult. Yeah, I think it's difficult. I think I would play either. I think that we had a really good final against the MIBR, so playing against them would definitely, for the spectators, be a really good game. But Liquid is also a really good team. I don't know what we have against them that makes it. For some people say it looks easy, but it definitely isn't. So I'm not sure who I wanted to face. So yeah, I'm gonna go home and look and see who I think we are mostly prepared for, and then I can answer your question tomorrow.
Hey, I like it. Now, we've seen out there with the fans, they've got some of these A and B signs going on, and we do want everything to be fair, so we don't really want to see these signs. So one of you can help me out with some Danish to tell everyone out there kind of to keep it nice and fair.
Yeah. Hej alle sammen. Sonne her fra Astralis. Jeg vil bare lige sige, at i Astralis går vi meget op i fair play. Så hvis der er nogen af jer, der sidder ude med et A- eller B-skilt, eller prøver på en eller anden måde at kommunikere med spillerne, så må I meget gerne lade være. Vi her i Astralis har i hvert fald vist i år, at vi godt kan vinde uden hjælp. Så fair play det, frem for alt, det betyder meget for os. Tak.
Thank you very much, Danny. Much appreciated. Keep it fair. That's how these guys win all of their championships, and maybe they'll get another one here. And I got one more thing to ask. Intel Grand Slam, are you guys going to win it here?
Hopefully. That will be the best Christmas present ever.
It's time to see if it's going to happen. Astralis are going to the grand final. We've got Liquid versus MIBR coming up next. Stunner, back over to you.
They're trying to win that Grand Slam, and here would be a good option, or down in that big old city of Katowice in Poland for the Intel Extreme Master Supreme Major. Either way, they are in the commanding position to go ahead and get it done, I think.
Yeah, I just love the way that he just, answered to James Christian, said that fair play is something Astralis cares a lot about, and they've shown time and time again that they don't need to cheat to win. So please, the guys out there in the crowd, don't come in with those signs.
I think everyone will join that sentiment. Honestly, it's all about fair play, and it's good on Zonic to actually say that to the people out there, to make sure that the integrity is out there.
Which is, dare I say, part of the evolution of what we've got going on here, right? We've got mainstream spectator sports here, and all of it has to evolve from some point or another.
There's always somebody who wants to cheat, right? There's always somebody who's going to try to jump where it's the easiest to jump over, and I feel it's annoying, but I think we dealt with it pretty fine. And, again, for saying Sonic coming out here and telling people not to do it is pretty cool, and especially when he does it in the style he does it. They don't need to cheat to win, simple as it is.
I think, you know what they say about cheaters, right?
What, Trace?
That you need to go and get the hell out of here. Perhaps if you are cheating, then you might want to take in consideration the next thing that we've got going on here, which is a speed session highlighting what you would be doing without CSGO. Let's go ahead and jump into that before we start talking about our next match.
Counter-Strike was deleted tomorrow, I'd probably just go back home and have a long break for like 6 months to a year, and then I'd probably just start studying at university again and pick up where I left off probably.
I was like a flight attendant on a business class company, and it was like really nice living in London, going to New York once a week, all business class, staying 3 days in New York per week. I mean, I enjoyed my life, and my not wife, but maybe wife soon, she's doing this job, and I met so many great people during that time, and I would be happy with that.
Probably go back to university, finish my engineering degree, work in some office.
That's right.
I feel that I need to share my experience with some youngest generation. I feel like I want to do this. But if there will be no CSGO at all, I believe I can be a fisher. I don't know.
It's just been such a big part of my life for the last 10 years I've been competing, so to completely remove it would be very interesting because it would change who I was completely. So I have no idea, it would be impossible to say.
I mean, at this point, I would probably try another game to see if I could be good. But if not, I would just go back and study something.
Well, I'm still kind of young, so I would probably educate myself, go to the university, and make sure that I kept learning and had some ideas for the future of what I wanted to do, because right now I wouldn't exactly know what I would work with. So study something that had my interest and then see what the future would hold.
I don't know. I love CS is my life.
I would become a Dota 2 pro player.
And not even a jump between after that. One thing I'm going to have to jump between is you two in the debate, which is what will happen after CS for you guys?
I mean, you're the oldest one here.
I mean, I think Jacob said it that I will die before CS does, so.
Yeah, I did say that.
So that's not going to happen in the next, I don't know, how many decades I have left, but...
Guess you have a good 5 or 10 years left in you?
Solid, thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
Yikes. Well,
Happy holidays to you too, mate.
We're not putting any timelines on anyone's lives here, but what we are doing is getting ready for our next semifinal. In Liquid and MIBR, this crowd has already proven once to become a library under the hand of Fallen, and today he's going to be looking to do the exact same thing here against a very, very, very tough team, Liquid, and they're going to be going down here on 3 maps shortly. You guys have any final words before we jump into that one, perhaps on the upcoming matchup?
Really looking forward to it. I think, you know, they haven't really played each other in this kind of setting in a long time, so that should be a great game of Counter-Strike.
It's going to be a big test for MIBR. We're going to get to see how good they actually are. Liquid is seemingly turning up to this tournament. Only lost to Astralis so far. That's a given these days. So I think it's going to be a very close matchup, and I think we're going to see what MIBR is actually made of.
Well, MIBR will be tested, but as will Liquid, both trying to find themselves in final to stop Astralis dead in their tracks here in the home turf in the city of Odense. But before we do any more, we're going to be going to a quick break and make sure that you out there in the crowd have all the popcorn, all the refreshments you need, as well as the viewer at home, because we're going to be doing the same here. Jumping into our next semifinal shortly, it will be Liquid taking on Made in Brazil. We'll be right back.
Time to take the most.